everyone. Welcome to Beasnael. We are not the same. I'm Nathalie Beasnael. Thank you for tuning in. I would like to take the time to congratulate each and everyone who graduated this week. And for those of you who are about to graduate, we would like to extend our congratulations to you. Well, are you ready for who we have in store? We are about to discuss a special product which is indigenous to the northern part of Africa, specifically Chad. It's called the shebe powder. Another one on this rock, proving that we are not the same, Miss Sahel. Beasnael, we are not the same. I am here today having a beautiful conversation with someone who I am so proud to present to you. Her name is Miss Sahel, and she is actually from Chad, a beautiful marriage of French and Chadian heritage. Welcome, Miss Sahel.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, what time is it over there right now in Chad?
It's midnight. Yeah, midnight.
Y'all see? Our audience needs to know that the very devoted, people that we have, that we get to interview. But you know what, Miss Sahel, I have to ask you to tell us what you're about and who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, who I am. So Michelle is like my YouTube name, but my name is Gwen actually. So I'm born and raised in France from Chadian parents.
Oh.
And yeah, I lived most of my life in France. But I started a YouTube channel when I was in France where I was talking about beauty and hair. And one day I went on vacation to Chad with my mom, and I was just amazed because it was a completely different way of living. It was all new to me. So I really liked it, and I wanted to spend more time in Chad.
Right.
So in 2017 I came.
Yeah.
And when I came, I was like, I'm gonna try to look for a job.
Yeah.
I used to be a legal assistant actually. So I was like, let me look for a job here so I can change my life a little.
Wow.
But while looking for a job, I was still making videos on my YouTube channel.
Wow.
And I started to make video about my traveling in Chad, and then I made a video about Chadian women, some tribe who have very, very long hair, and who use the shebe powder.
Yes.
So, and this video went viral, especially on Facebook at the time. Yeah. Now my Facebook has been hacked, but at the time we got 17 million views on Facebook. So It was quite, it was a lot. It was a lot for my small channel.
Hold that thought, Gwen. Hold that thought. You know why I say that? Because you're giving us the whole, you're jumping a little bit to the end of our conversation.
Yeah.
I want you to tell us about where you grew up in France, because France is obviously a beautiful country. But for most people who don't know, Chad was colonized by France, hence we speak French in Chad, as well as Arabic. So which part of France did you grow up in?
So I'm born in Marseille.
In Marseille?
And I grew up in a small village, a very, very small village, just next to Marseille, who's called Le Havre, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we were only 2 black families there.
Okay.
So I grew up in Le Havre until I was 18, and after 18 I went on with studies. So I went to Aix-en-Provence, Marseille, London, and I ended up working for a long time in Paris at the end.
Beautiful.
So just before I came to Chad, I was working in Paris, but I grew up like I was made like in Marseille.
In Marseille, you were made in Marseille. Oh, but the beauty of Marseille. I mean, I've been there. I absolutely adore the landscape of Marseille. But you know what? We'll jump now to Africa. When you went back home, which part of Chad is your mom from?
Oh, my mom is mixed.
Oh.
Like she's mixed, yeah. like, yeah, she's very mixed. Like, my dad is also very mixed. So my mom, she has like Arab tribe, she has like Bagrimi tribe, she has like Dai tribe. She's a mix of 3 tribes. Yeah.
Okay. So she's a mix of 3 Chadian tribes. And for the sake of educating our audience, because many do not know much about Chadian culture, Bagirmi, and then I'm saying it like they say it, and then you said Arabic, as well as there was a 3rd tribe that you mentioned.
Yeah, Bagirmi, Arabic, and Dai.
And Dai.
Yeah, sure.
So those are the 3 mixtures that your mom comes from. You know, what a beautiful heritage you have. So I guess it's safe to say you truly are a spokeswoman for Chad. And you know, there are 2 of them. Okay? There's several.
I don't know if I can tend to say that, because like I learn also, because I grew up in France, so me myself also learning. I've been there for 4 years, so I learned a lot, but I'm still learning about the culture. You know, it's not the same. Being the child of African parents, you're gonna get some part of the culture, especially the food and stuff.
Right.
But it's the different things to live in Africa and to see how African people are living. So yeah, it's 2 different things. So I'm grateful that I got to experience both of it.
You know, I admire you, because when we live in the Western world, I'm also a product of, you know, obviously Chadian parents, but who really didn't grow up in Chad. But I was embedded in the culture, the food, the language, just the people, and I'm in love with my continent and my country. But you know, I'm always impressed with some of my friends and family members who lived here for years and who decide to move back. What are some of the things that you've missed growing up in France that you wish you had in Chad?
What I'm missing right now from France?
Yes.
What I'm missing right now is it depends, a certain level of comfort. I don't know if it's the same word in English, but the comfort. Like I really miss the comfort. Like it's different, because you know, when you are in Africa and you're a little bit successful, you can afford to employ people at the house. So this is a comfort that you're gonna have here that you don't have in France. You understand? But at the same time, here you're gonna face some trouble with the electricity, with a lot of stuff that you're not gonna have in France.
Absolutely.
So you can get a certain level of comfort in France, and you can get a certain level of comfort here. So you have to, like, you pick your battle, you know. So for example, for my friends who have a lot of kids, they find it easier to be here, because they can have help, they can have nannies and stuff. And my friends who are in France, it's a little bit more difficult, because they have to have like 10,000 tasks at the same time. So you have you're gonna have goods and bad in every country. So you just have to to adapt and to see, you know.
No, that's well said, Gwen. That's well said, because I see that quite often. But you know what? Let's talk about the main person, the main event, the shebe powder. So what did you, or how did you get introduced to the shebe powder?
My mom, you know, because she has Arab tribes, like her mother is Arabs, and she always talking about, like, in our tribe, women have long hair. And it's true that when I was young, my mom had quite long hair. Now she's older, so her hair is very short. But she had quite long hair. So when she was saying, in our tribe, they have long hair, like, I was like, oh, okay, interesting. But I didn't know how long, you know. And one day I was on Facebook, and I was following a Chadian page, and they posted a picture, and the girl had hair down to her butt.
Wow.
And I was like, what? Like, my jaw dropped. Even when I came in Chad, I didn't see it, because the women wear the veil a lot. So even if she has long hair, you cannot really tell, because women cover their hair a lot. So I didn't really see it when I came on vacation.
Right.
So I started to talk to my uncle who was in Chad, and I was like, oh, look at this picture, I like it. He was like, yeah, many people in our family have hair that long. I was like, really? I was like, and at the beginning, everybody was telling me it is genetic. Don't bother with it. It's genetic. Like, don't even make a video. Like, don't waste your time. And I was like, it's genetic. I'm the product, so I have the gene. Why I don't have hair that long?
I love that. I love. You know what? I'm gonna pause you right there. Beasnael, we are not the same. A beautiful conversation with Gwen. Miss Sahel. That's what her actual name, the Chadian country has dubbed her as, because she has been a pioneer in promoting a key product that we have in Chad called the Shebe powder. But you know what? Back to you. What you were saying about just, you know, I went through that with my family. I'll ask them about something and they'll say, oh, that's just how it is. But there's gotta be a way, right? So I'll let you finish.
Exactly. Me, like before I even knew the Shebe, I was watching a lot of video on YouTube about hair care.
Yes.
So I had some knowledge. So me, like, you're going to tell me genetic, I grew up with Arab people, they don't have hair that long. So if it's genetic, why my Arab friends don't have hair that long?
Exactly.
You know? So I was like, something is not connecting. So I was like, I told my uncle, I want to meet those women. At first, I wanted to ask one of my aunts because she has hair that long, but she's so shy, she didn't want to, you know? So he organized me traveling in a city called Durbali to meet a tribe. And he told them, like,
say the name of the city again. Say the name of the city where you went again.
Yeah, we went to Durbali.
Durbali, yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's a city in the northern part of Chad.
Yeah, Durbali is quite centered, you know.
Centered. Okay, I wanted you to localize.
Yeah. Exactly. And he organized a meeting with the woman who was like the hairdresser of her tribe. Like everybody was coming to her every 3 days to do their hair. So so it was so interesting. And I got to, so when I arrived, she just like showed me all the seeds and stuff. And she was like, okay, this is how we use. And then she started cooking in front of me. And I started to ask questions. So I asked her, I was like, so people are saying that it's because you guys are descent that you have hair that long. What do you think about it? And she was like, no, because in our tribe, the women who don't do it, they don't have hair that long. So you have to do it.
Wow.
Exactly. And then she told me, like, she showed me her bang, you know, and her bang was very short, was here. And she was like, you see my bang is really short because I don't do anything to my bang because I want to keep the front clean. So I don't do anything, so the front stays short. But the back, because every 3 days I do the Shebe routine.
Oh, wow.
This is why the hair is that long. So even herself, she confirmed what I was thinking, that it's not all about genetic.
Right.
Of course, genetic genetic plays a role in terms of how fast your hair grows, or the type of curl you're gonna get. So genetic has a role if your hair is stronger or less strong. But if you want to take the genetic to the next level, you need to have a routine. You know, you need a routine.
That's key, what you just said. If you need to take anything to the next level, you need to have a routine, consistency. Patience is another one, because honey, this is a wig, okay? It takes a lot of patience to do hair, specifically black hair. So
oh my God, the detangling. Oh my God.
But you know, another thing I noticed when I was watching all the videos is that the Shebe does not touch your scalp. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not about the scalp. The scalp is kept clean. I'll let you speak on how you apply the powder.
The thing is, like, the Shebe is not meant to grow your hair. The Shebe is not meant to grow your hair. It's not meant to touch your scalp, because the goal is not to make your hair grow, since every time you eat,
Right.
you feed your cells, so your hair is growing naturally from your scalp.
Absolutely.
It can grow like a little bit faster, a little bit slower, depending on your genetic, but your hair is always growing.
Yeah.
So the goal of the Shebe routine, I like to say Shebe routine because not just the Shebe is the whole routine. The
Right.
goal is not to grow your hair. The goal is to stop your hair from breaking.
Ah.
So by stopping your hair from breaking, this is how you're gonna see length, because if your hair is not breaking and
Right.
your hair is naturally growing every time you eat,
Right.
naturally with years your hair is gonna get longer. So those women, they start very young. Some start at 6, 7, 10, and they do it all their life. So by the time they're 25, they have already the hair down to their butt, because by the time they're 25, they've already been doing the routine for more than 10 years, you know?
Absolutely. Beasnael, we are not the same. Or are we? We are talking about the Shebe powder, which is indigenous to the country of Chad, where yours truly is from. But I have the beautiful Miss Sahel, also known by her birth name of Gwen, who is talking with me about the Shebe powder. So Gwen, I've got so many questions for you. I don't know what to say, but it's a powder. So where does the powder come from?
So the powder, like the 90% of the recipe is from a seed that we call in Chad Shebe.
Oh,
But but the scientific name of this seed is like Coton zambesicus or Coton gratissimus. I don't know how to say this
so
in
it's like
English.
from a derivative of cotton, because we are one of the big producers of cotton in Chad, right?
No, it's not cotton.
No.
It's
Okay.
Coton.
Cotton.
Cotton is different.
So
Coton, yeah.
Du coton?
Yeah, croton. Yeah, it's like a seed. It's a hard seed, you know.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It is you find this seed in the mountain region of Africa, you know.
Wow. And
So the thing is, like, this seed, you cannot only find it in Chad. You can find it in a lot of countries, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't use it.
yes.
It's really in Chad that they use it specifically for the routine, especially when you go to villages. When you are in the capital, because women in the capital, they want to use modern products, they want to straighten their hair, they want to relax their hair.
Yeah.
But when you go to villages, like, this is where you see all women doing this, like especially in the middle and the north, like the Fulani tribes, the Arab tribes, the Kanembu, like the Goran, like a lot of women from those tribes who are in villages, not in the city. Like when you go and meet them, the whole village is doing it. They all have long hair.
I know.
It's
When I
mostly
went,
women,
yeah, I was impressed by how long their hair. They just look beautiful. I just kept going, whoa,
Yeah.
But I noticed that the powder is turned into a paste. What do you mix the powder with?
So the powder is not really made into a paste. Nowadays, there is so many companies who wants to jump on the Shebe wagon, so they make a bunch of products, but it's not turned really into a paste. You just like roast the seed and you ground it. You mix it with a lot of other seeds.
Okay.
And then you just like, this is the traditional technique that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now my customers are mainly from the US. They don't do it traditionally. They like to mix it in paste and in cream and stuff. But here in the village, what they do, they roast the seed. They turn in the seed into a powder, and then they wet the hair. They put oil, and then they put the shebe, and they malax it like this into the hair, and then they braid it. They braid it.
Yes, I've seen it braided.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they use it directly as a powder. They use it directly as a powder. So this is how they use it traditionally. But of course, my customers are from the US. They're not gonna hang around with powder on their hair. So what they like to do is just mix it with some butter or with some cream or with conditioner. They let it sit on their hair just to strengthen their hair for the weekend, and then they wash it off. Because like the routine and the lifestyle is not the same. So me, what I like to do is I like to teach the traditional way, and then you do what you want. Now that you have the information, you can like switch and see how you like to use it, you know.
So the key things are you can mix the shebe powder with plain water like they do in the village. But I've noticed that personally, I've mixed it with castor oil.
Yeah.
Anyway, because my edges needed a little bit more help. But then I use castor oil, but I don't put the shebe on my hair. I noticed that the women, you know, I try to imitate them, but my hair is maybe here. It's not that long.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about the hygiene aspects of the shebe, because it's quite a thick paste, and even the coloring is very intense. How do you keep yourself, your hands, and all of that clean from it?
So what they do, what they do usually, first of all, they don't wash their hair. So they don't. I'm only met one small tribe who the woman was telling me that once a month in her village they wash it. But most villages I went, they do not wash their hair. They just do the shebe repeatedly every 3 days until they die. So this is how they do. I don't want to criticize it. This is what they do. This is how they live, you know. But to avoid to get it on their hands and on the clothes. Right. Usually they're not doing the shebe themselves. I don't know if you watch my video, they're leaning on the side and they have someone doing it for them.
Always.
You see?
Yes.
So always. So they have like a hairstylist in the village, and you give her like 100 francs, and she's doing your hair, and every 3 days you come back. So this is how
I'm loving what you're saying, because the art of doing each other's hair stems all the way back to our roots. But also, let's talk about business, because now these women, you have a designated woman in the village who takes, you mentioned 100 francs, which is the equivalent of how many dollars or cents? Because we have to do the math for our audience that doesn't understand.
Can you repeat the question? Because can you repeat the question?
So you said they usually give maybe 100 francs to the lady that's
who do the hair.
Yes. Yeah. What is the equivalency of 100 francs in dollars?
Oh, it's gonna be a couple cents. Like 100 francs, like it's a few cents, because they do it like every 3 days, so it's quite often.
Right.
And those people are not, those people are not super rich, so they're not gonna go and spend a ton of money on hair. So, and usually those people are family too. So it's just like a gesture, you know. It's a gesture. You give a little bit to your, for example, if the lady is your cousin or your aunt, you just give a little gesture. But
I love it.
It's not a lot.
Even if it's family, y'all, it's still a business. You have to invest, right? But you know what?
That's right.
How did the pandemic affect you? I know I keep asking this question to everyone. We're almost out of it. How did it affect you?
On a business level or what? On personal level?
Personal, business, whatever you want to discuss.
Personally, I was annoyed like everybody.
Yeah, annoyed is an
because like we had a couple lockdown, not as much as other countries, I have to say. So because we didn't have that many cases, so we had a couple lockdown, couple like curfew. Like I didn't go back in France since the COVID because I didn't want to go and I have to stay like I have nothing to do. So like I couldn't. I tried to go to France every year, so I didn't go. It's been like since the COVID started, I didn't go back. So that's personal, but it's fine. Like it's not that big of a deal. I think a lot of people had it worse than me. A lot of people died, so I'm not gonna complain. So. And business-wise was good because people were bored. People were watching YouTube videos. People were buying online a lot. So business-wise, it was good. Yeah.
No, I wanted you to speak on that. I like that business-wise because people were at home. It was good, but also. You know, in our country, in Chad, because I know I kept in touch with my family members, and they kept telling me we barely see any cases. I think at one point my dad said they had like 4 cases, but yet they were on lockdown.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We had a couple deaths, like, but it's incomparable to other countries. Not that many, you know.
Not that many.
It's not that many.
Wow.
Yeah, me, I was when we didn't have curfews and lockdown, I was out every day. I didn't catch it yet, or maybe I catch it, I don't know.
And you didn't.
But I have a couple friends who had it, but it's not comparable to other countries.
No.
We didn't have it that hard. Yeah.
Not like Los Angeles, you know. Well,
No, yeah.
what inspires you?
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't know. I feel like just being here inspires me because you know, I'm gonna tell you something funny. When I was coming in Chad in a vacation, I had my camera with me all the time, and my cousin was like, "Are you gonna film the chicken even?" And I was like, "Yes." Because in France we don't see chicken running around. So yes, I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna put it in my video.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of people saying we don't care about hair, we don't care about shape, but we love traveling through your video.
Aww.
And this is what I like. I like the fact that I grew up like in France.
Yeah.
So I can see magic where people don't see magic.
Magic. I love that. I love it.
Exactly. When I wanted to do the video about the shave, how many people tried to turn me down? It's nasty. We don't care about hair. It's dirty. It's this and that. Now they're all selling it.
No, yeah. Even growing
now
up,
they're all selling it.
they told us, "Oh no, don't touch that. It's too messy," you know. And now, you know, I'm like,
Exactly.
yeah. So what? Well, with that, what makes you? I mean, it's quite simple. What inspires you? You see inspiration from the simple things of life, you know, nature, everything. But with that said, what makes you happy?
What makes you happy? I think what makes me creativity makes me happy. Being creative, for example. When I also launched the Ambunu, I don't know if you saw it.
Yes.
Yeah, when you like the thing, like when you have something in your mind and you see it in real life, or even I have a moringa hairline now.
Moringa, I saw that.
Yeah, I have like just thinking about something, and then you see the pictures and the results, and you see people liking it and leaving a review, and people using it and having it like being staple in their routine. You're like, is this me who did it? Like, it sounds crazy. Like, so this is what I like about my job. Not everything is easy, but this is the part I like, the thing, like being creative and then see your creation come to life, and then see people actually like loving it. So this is what I like.
No, you're doing what you love. You're literally living life by exploring, and people like me, I'm honored to even get to talk to you, but also I'm learning as I'm talking to you, and I love it. And I love it even more that we're both Chadians, you know?
Yeah.
So with that said, what makes you sad?
What makes me sad? It's too personal. Oh my God.
I got you.
We need this. I think you're gonna know this when we're gonna meet, but I don't want to know.
I can wait.
I don't want the whole world to know why I'm sad. But I think I'm a normal person. Like what makes everybody sad is gonna make me sad, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, you're being humble because you're a normal person. But you're very well known, and I think you've inspired so many of us. You're beautiful inside and out, and you're another Black queen. So I love that you're normal. Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell us what's next. I mean, you've done the shebe powder, you've done the moringa, you know, all your products. Tell us where people can get your products.
So from my website, sahelcosmetics.com. So most of my customers are from the US. So I have a warehouse in the US. So when you order on my website, you can get your products in the US in like less than 7 days, sometimes 2 to 3 days. It depends on when you are. My warehouse is in Pennsylvania, so the closer you are to Pennsylvania, the faster you get your products. But it's usually less than a week for the US citizen. And yeah, what's next? I want to get the Moringa hairline bigger. I want more products here because for the moment I have a shampoo, conditioner, and a conditioning oil. And I want to extend. I want to extend the hairline, and I also have other indigenous plants that I found, and I need to work on this too. But this I have to stay secret because every time I do something, then everybody is doing it. Then I have to renew myself again.
No, Gwen, this is what I've learned. Imitation is the best form of flattery, right? So what I'm noticing is you're inspiring the world, but what makes it special is that no one can duplicate you. That's why your thumbprint is different from anybody. Your eyes are different. Even the way you are as a lady is different. So keep doing what you're doing. Let the others. It's another way. It's another form. But we know.
Yeah, I think everybody is unique. You know, I also learned a lot from competition and from people I work with, from customer. I learned a lot from everybody. It's just that I really need to keep my next project like secret because I have so many people to feed now. Like when you have a business, you think it's all like it's all gonna be glamorous and stuff. No, you just have more responsibilities now. So I just want to like keep growing, you know.
Yeah. Well, we say to whom much is given, much is expected of. So keep doing you. I am so blessed, so honored. I can't wait till when you come and spend time with me here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We're planning that, y'all. Just look out for these ladies. But, you know, with all of this, what kind of legacy would you like to leave for your kids or kids who are looking up to you?
What kind of legacy? What like
what would you like to give? Like for them to learn, you know, something that's valuable from, because you obviously were born and raised in France, but you decided to move back to Africa. And it's not just any country. I mean, Chad, it's quite tough to live in Chad because you don't have all the glamour of Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, some of, you know, the English-speaking countries. So, I mean, I'm so impressed by what you've done, you know. So, what?
I don't know. It depends if we talk about morality or like I'm a product of France and Chad, so I'm kind of like unique. So I hope my kids are gonna be able to take a little bit from here and a little bit from there, like I'm able to do. I don't want them to be one way or the other. I want them to see what's good in every culture and take the best of it. Like me, I'm not the type who's like, oh, I'm super proud to be French, I'm super proud to be Chadian. No, I'm proud that I got to experience both, you know. I'm proud of my uniqueness, and I hope that my kids are gonna be like me, and they're gonna be able to see like the nobleness in some Chadian tradition and the nobleness in some French tradition. And yeah, I really hope my kids gonna be entrepreneurs. Like I didn't really like being an employee, so I hope I can give them the joy of creativity and do something for themselves, and then like see some seed getting like bigger, you know.
So I like what you said. You did not like being an employee, so you decided to create your own business. Y'all heard me. She did not like to be an employee. What did she do? She created her own business, and it's international. And you speak fluent English. How did that come about? Because in Chad, in France, most people speak French, Arabic.
The thing is, like, I have been, since I was 18, I was watching hair video on YouTube. Like, I remember, I don't know if you have some audience who are really like old school YouTubers, like back in the day, we had the women like Kemi Tube, Taran 916. They were American women teaching about hair, and I used to watch them.
Yeah.
And I learned English at school, so I didn't understand everything. I was catching few words here and there, but I was watching every day. And one day I realized that I understood everything. I was like, oh my God, let me play the video again. And this is when I realized that I started to understand everything by just having some basis from school and watching YouTube every day. But I didn't speak. I understood everything, but I couldn't speak. So then I went to England for 9 months.
Yeah.
And in England, I was obliged to speak. So I was obliged to interact with people. And since then, I only stayed 9 months. Since then, I keep like watching YouTube videos. Now, all my business is in English.
I know.
So my whole world is in English now, even though I don't live in an English-speaking country. Like I have to communicate with customers, with suppliers, with everything. I have to communicate in English with the people who manage logistics. Like everything is in English in my life. So yeah.
I am so grateful. Beasnael, we're not the same. A lesson to be learned. For those of you who are interested in learning a foreign language, just know, I mean, you know, we both speak more than one language. I've known that just by knowing the basics, but listening over and over and over, even if you don't speak, understanding is number one, because then the speech, the diction, all of that comes back. But
exactly.
What else, you know? So with the Shebe powder, how do you sell it? How do you retail it on your website? And I know we've talked about the different platforms, but is there an odor to it? I mean, we haven't told the audience about that.
Yes.
I know that, but I wanted you to say.
The smell is strong. The smell is strong.
It's very, very good.
Personally, like it depends. I don't like the smell personally.
I know.
And some customers are like, I love the smell of it. I'm like, okay, to each his own. But you just have to know that the smell is very strong. Some people bear it, some people cannot bear it. Some people like dilute it with like a lot of butter so they can get the benefit without having like, or some people just like, I have a cousin, she just put it and leave it just for 24 hours and then she rinse it before she starts the week.
24 hours.
So yeah, there is a smell.
2 days. But you know, my question to you is butter. What kind of butter are you talking about? Some people mix it with butter.
Oh, and shea butter.
Shea butter.
Any kind of butter.
Yeah. Sesame oil, coconut oil. You know, any kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
you know the old tradition in Chad actually is with cow butter.
With cow butter, right? I was waiting for you to say that. Yes. And tell us the name of cow butter.
That's the real tradition.
Yes. The cow butter is Lebanon, right? No.
Lebanon is the milk.
It's the milk.
But here they call it dihin. Dihin is like grease.
Yes.
Bagar is like the cow. So they call it dihin. Bagar is the grease of like, basically it's the butter.
The butter.
From milk. So basically you take milk, they let it sit for 24 hours so it separates. And then they have like something like this and they shake it.
Like an urn, right? Like that. And it's made out of leather. Yes.
Exactly. They shake it for hours. When you shake it, you shake it for hours. It's gonna separate. And then you're gonna get the butter on the one side and the rest of the milk on the
butter
other
is
side.
Delicious, y'all. It's delicious.
Exactly.
If you want to add on some weight, it's very good. That butter.
And back in the day, they didn't have anything. Now they have markers. They can find like different protein from outside. But back in the day, they were using this butter for everything, for the skin, for the hair, for everything. So in some villages, they still use the shebe with this butter. Yeah. But because the shebe already smells strong and the butter smells strong, in a lot of villages now they like to use other type of oil that they buy on the market because they want to have to less smell. Exactly. But the real tradition, and I don't know if you know, the Asfat people of Ethiopia, they also use this butter.
I was going to elaborate on that because it's not just Chadians. We just, discovered. Yes. So we have other countries in Africa where you have nomads, traditionally nomads, that use this product. So in Ethiopia, in Sudan, and even Niger, yeah, and some parts of
Exactly.
Libya too, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
Africa,
before technology was there, like they
yeah,
were using animals for everything. So yeah,
absolutely,
that's a real a huge part of the African culture. The butter was used for everything.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Beasnael, we are not the same. Yes, another beautiful conversation with my sister, Miss Sahel. Miss Sahel, what would you like to say on our going out of this conversation?
I don't really know. It was really nice to have this conversation. I'm really glad. I cannot wait to come and see like and be in the US and meet you. Like I see all these beautiful like fabrics. I need some of them.
Well, I, you know, I am actually standing here at Coquette Couture, the couple that dresses, pretty much the whole community. I'm very grateful for them because they give us a little bit of Africa away from Africa. Just like you, I didn't
Mhm.
grow up really back home, but I
Mhm.
live and breathe Africa, and I'm so grateful for the riches that we have. But I'm grateful, even more grateful for people like you who are young and who carry on the legacy of what we have. You are a
Mhm.
treasure, Miss Sahel. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. Bless you for all these good words. Like, thanks a lot. I appreciate.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What did you think? I know I learned something about hair care, hair maintenance, and more so about the virtues and the riches that we have in Africa that need to be handed down. Today, the shebe powder is well known and worldly known because of the sacrifices that some of the younger generation have made to pass on the culture. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, Miss Sahel, for who you are and what you're doing for the world. Tune in next week to see who and what we have in store on Beasnael. We are not the same.